So I just played this game, and I thought I'd step through it, see what went wrong. I'm the Pantheon, I'm jungling with him. This is a ranked game. I'm Platinum 5, though, well, I guess I can't lose Platinum 5, but I'm headed towards 0 points after this game. In particular, I'm going to be watching the Kale oops, I've got echo from my dashboard. Let's stop that. And continue. And I'm going to be watching the Kale to see what happened to him mid as he fed a Katarina very hard, and Kale should be strong against Katarina because if she dives in, he just turns his E on and mows her down. And he has the Q burst as well, and until she gets her ult, she shouldn't be able to kill him, or at the very least they should be trading even though she'll burst, but then she has to walk away and should be taking damage. Whereas, and then if they both hit level 6 at the same time, presumably, then her ult is basically countered by his ult as long as he uses it at the exact correct moment. So we'll see. It's a defensive start. Nothing terribly interesting here. Looks like they're just going to start. The Evelyn's going to start blue. Normally I'd play Evelyn. This match I chose not to. I went for the stronger Pantheon for his ganks because of the stun, and we had a Kale, and I figured Pantheon stun with the Kale probably better. Though I was the first pick. So yeah, trading even. It's just about what you'd expect. I wonder if maybe it was just a matter of starting items? No. She did go Dorn Shield, and she does have Biscuits, which means she's in the support tree pretty deep, which is interesting. Let's move these up here. Maybe this just came down to a gank from Evelyn that went wrong. Yep, Evelyn's coming straight in from level 2. Nope, level 3. Yep, and he's dead. That's about what I would do with Evelyn. He even had a ward there, but that doesn't work against Evelyn. Honestly, when there's an Evelyn in your game, you should be playing a lot more defensive. We get a successful gank on top. Meanwhile, at bot, things are looking not so great. 2 more kills, 3 more kills. Really fed Evelyn. Well, that explains it. Yeah, again, as I said, normally I play Evelyn because people don't know how to play against her. And unfortunately that was true for my team. They did not know how to play against this Evelyn. And with the Kale already being behind, he starts losing his trades against the Katarina. Nope. Oh, all you had to do was get away from that minion. If you had gone straight to the right, you might have lived. Very slight chance of having lived. He's got biscuits too. Why is he in the support tree? He's not just in the support tree, but they're like 6 into the support tree. 7, 8, they're 9. They're pretty deep in the support tree to be getting biscuits. It's, I haven't seen that. I'm not sure why people would do that. So here I'm trying to get the bot lane back in order. The Annie has 1 stun stack and isn't building them fast enough. Like, she's full mana, she may as well just throw out her W to get more stacks faster. So I'm kind of curious what that's about. Now she has it. She doesn't get anyone. There she goes. Almost successful game, but we can't dive. Yeah, that's frustrating. Let's look at that one more time. He's running to get his axe. Yeah, if he hadn't gotten that axe, if he had instead just gone in and started hitting him, that wouldn't have happened. We would have gotten that kill. That's the problem with Draven, is they get too focused on grabbing their axes and then they miss out on stuff. Or at least the bad ones do. Here I go in for a gank. The Evelyn was going to go top. Now she turns around. I'm chasing. But I can't keep following. I had to try to do something about that, and I can't. So he's dead again. And what level is he? He's level 5. So he didn't have his ult. Yeah. Top laner's in too deep, especially with an Evelyn on the loose. Though... I think probably what I should have done is just gone straight top after mid. I should have known that the Evelyn, since she came from that direction, I should have recognized that she was going to go for a gank on top, had changed her mind when the Kayle stuck around for that chase. He's under-leveled now, and that's why he can't do anything. And you're dead. Now she's got a 2-level advantage, and it's only gonna get worse. So, yeah. So I would be ahead of this Evelyn if she didn't have 5 freaking kills on her. It's... I mean, no one's even buying pink wards except for the support. Actually, even she isn't. No one's buying pink wards to spot out the Evelyn when she comes in. And that's just death. That is death. I get a little low there. I wasn't comfortable leaving any of my... leaving anything up just in case... just in case the Evelyn decided to start sweeping my jungle. Boy, oh boy. Oh my god, he didn't take his ult? Okay, this guy's just a complete fool. You ignite and then you don't chase? I'm so confused. The Katarina's playing like he has his ult, and he doesn't realize that he doesn't have his ult. Yeah, got him that time. Wow. Alright. Initially I wasn't going to blame the Kayle for that, but he's bad. He's just bad. He's just bad. A Kayle who doesn't get his ult at level 6 is either mentally retarded or just a fool. I don't know. I don't know why he would do that. So I have my ult. I'm looking for ganks. Bot probably would have been a better choice, but I'm actually duoed with the Berserked here. And I had a suspicion that since he was chewing on the tower, he might get caught by Eve. So I'm ulting in immediately. Neither of us are terribly concerned about the Riven. Ideally, we would be able to kill her and get all the shutdown gold. But that's not going to happen. So the Evelyn's got her jungle item, basically. And here I'm sneaking around. I'm pretty sure she's going to go back in. No? Alright. Yeah, I knew she would do this. Well, he gets the shutdown gold. I get the tower gold. So that's something. And then we saw her coming up thanks to my ward here. So I just make sure that she's not going to get a return kill on my friend here. And now I don't know what the Kale's thinking. Apparently, wow, that was just horrible. He ulted himself as I stunned her ult. He didn't need to ult himself. He could have instead waited and ulted me. I'm just happy he finally took his ult at level 7. Oh my gosh. Unfortunately, this isn't going to go well. He finally gets some shutdown gold and pays for it with his life. So we're 2k behind. They haven't taken Dragon yet, which is like, that's just Thai players being bad. I can defend this turret, no problem. I wish I'd been able to ult in and do something about that mess, but no one communicates on the team. No one's like, oh, I'm going in, so there was no communication about what was happening. I didn't even get a ping. Nope, he's going mid to feed on the Kale once again. Alright, ult in. Thinking, hey, we're gonna get a kill, yay. Yeah. 2 kills, they dived too hard. So that's the potential for a comeback was right there. If we'd been really smart, we could have turned this into a dragon. But our team's not really smart. Meanwhile, he's pushing top all the way to the second tower. Does he have teleport? He does have teleport. Oh, it's not up. I wish it were up, and we could do something about the dragon. Instead, I just go back into my jungle and start farming again. I just used my ults to get the 2 kills mid. So this fight starts. I rush over there, hoping to help them. And we are able to get another kill. Unfortunately, goes to the support. Oh, just clipped him. Honestly, she should have dived for that. All she had to do was Q him, and she would have gotten the kill, and then she could have walked away. She would have only taken 1 tower hit, maybe 2. Unfortunate, but you know, it plays with what you have. So we're actually really close in gold right now, and I think we're about to get ahead if we get this tower. I'm out farming the Evelyn in the jungle, and now I've not matched her in kills. Oh, why are you going in? Fortunately, I happened to be around at that time, otherwise it could have been really ugly. right now we need to be focusing on getting this dragon, and here I'm backing, and I've got double buffs and I'm full health and I'm backing. I probably had a lot of gold on me. Not really. I'm going for the classic damage jungle build. They've been out-leveled, unfortunately, so I'm rushing to bot to see what I can do, but the problem is that we're getting surrounded. And I throw down a purple ward here, and I'm like surprised, oh, what? There is an Evelyn here. Unfortunately, I get locked down, and I flash away. If I had stayed, I think I would have gotten that kill on Evelyn. However, we were totally screwed because it was a 4v3 with enemies who are way more fed than we are. If the Cho'Gath had teleported at the start of that, like when I dropped that ward down, if he'd teleported as soon as he saw that Eve, that might have been different. But he didn't teleport at all, and I mean, I guess he was saving it to... he was wandering down there so he could make sure he saved his tower, but in that case, potentially getting 3 or 4 kills out of that fight down there that went bad would have been much, much better. And we would have immediately turned that into a dragon, assuming more than 2 of us survived, or even if only 2 of us had survived. But yeah, the only way that could have gone our way is if the Cho'Gath had immediately teleported as soon as that, I mean, that whole situation started brewing. And here's the thing, he won't talk to me. I'm duoed with him, but he won't fucking communicate with me. Oops, I dropped the F-bomb. He won't communicate with me. He won't start a Skype call. So I can't even like tell him, hey, stuff's going wrong, bot. You need to teleport down. Had I been able to communicate with him, and if he had listened, which usually he doesn't, that fight might have been very, very different. Because a big tanky Cho'Gath to absorb a bunch of hits might have made all the difference in the world. So at this point, we're 3k behind. They've got a pretty severe lead, and this next mistake is entirely on this Annie. So we know that a fight is going to brew out here. That they're coming. They're trying to bait us into something, and the Annie just sat there. The Ezreal was right there in range of the Tibber stun, and again was in range of a Tibber stun. Chose to do nothing, and now throws down the Tibbers. Completely screwed us. If the Annie had gone aggressive the very first time the Ezreal got close, he'd already be dead. And the rest of the enemy team would not have been able to respond to it yet. Instead, she kept waiting and waiting for the Katarina to show up so she could stop the Katarina ult. But by then, most of us were already half health, so it was pointless. And they turn that into a dragon, of course. Just so many bad plays from our team. Bad plays and missed plays. I'd say the 2 biggest turning points so far are the Cho'Gath not using teleport to participate in that big fight bot when our tower was about to go down, and that Annie not choosing to wait on her Tibber's ult with stun. Like, had 2 really easy opportunities to throw it down and catch the Ezreal, and with me nearby waiting to then follow up with my stun, didn't do it. And as a result, waited for the much stronger enemy team to show up. And now, because he's alone top, they just go for him. He still manages to get away from that because he is Cho'Gath, but there's really no reason to push past River at that stage. He should be helping mid or doing something until he needs to be defensive. And then this fight happens in the jungle, and he had to back because he took all that damage. So he's not there for this. Like, if he'd been hanging around for this, we might have been able to initiate on them early. There we go. So that wasn't so bad. We were actually really fortunate that the enemy team was waiting and waiting and waiting, trying to ward and get better position, because that allowed the Cho'Gath to actually get there. And then once he was there, we were able to find solutions to the problems. Kale's just taking all these shots he doesn't need to be. And the Riven's coming from behind. I started pushing the top lane, but then realized that there's going to be a team fight. However, I can ult in, but there's no reason to. I remember that there was a ward there, so I'm backing here so they don't see it. There's still 5k gold ahead. We have no Baron wards. We've never even visited their side of the jungle. Again, I'm way ahead of the Eve in CS, in the jungling, so there's that. Looks like she's decided to build tanky in order to deal with the Cho'Gath. She's getting probably going to get the spell shield, the Banshee Veil. No, she's not. That's weird. Everyone's roaming bot. We're split up. Not sure. Where am I going? Oh, I want to make sure they're not doing Baron. So I'm getting a ward in there. Unfortunately, yeah, just all the ults go down, and our Cho'Gath gets obliterated. The Tibbers ult comes down too late. I ulted over here thinking that there might be someone in that bush, but the fact is we just don't have any vision. Yep. We got nothing. We got nothing. Now, if I had ulted over here, it wouldn't matter. Honestly, they'd probably just kill me.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
And this gold lead is just slipping further and further away. The Katarina is 70 CS ahead against the Kale, not to mention a whole bunch of kills. I'm pretty... let's check the gold. I'm ahead of the Evelyn, despite being down 3 kills to her. Mainly because I'm jungling, I'm CSing the jungle so well. Let's move these around so that they're matched up. 8,000, 6,000. The Draven's behind by 2k on the Ezreal, mainly a matter of kills and also deaths. And the Annie is 1k behind the Leona, which is, the Leona has 3 kills on her for whatever reason, so that's why. And the Riven is only 800 gold behind our Cho'Gath. She's catching up. And that's probably because they keep getting dragons and we have no ward coverage of it. No one's even thinking about it. Like, normally I'm very on top of the dragons, but when we have no outer turrets and we still haven't even gotten their mid turret and our Kale is just a monkey, there's really nothing I can do. And yeah, that's just the Cho'Gath getting caught out. If he had run directly towards the rest of his team, he might have gotten a Kale ult at the last second. Yeah. And at this point they can just dive between multiple turrets. They have nothing to fear from us. They have way more damage. Yeah. It's really sad to lose to an Ezreal as well, because Ezreal is, like, even a semi-competent player can defeat an Ezreal simply by using minions to block most of his damage. So it's really frustrating. And yeah, they're gonna get an uncontested Baron as well. No one's even thinking of going up there. Actually, I am. I'm like, they're doing Baron or they're doing Dragon or something. Wow, they actually failed it. I actually scared them off just by coming near. I mean, they were losing to Baron Nashor. So we're actually very fortunate that they did not have... The Evelyn's problem is that she went Spirit Visage for whatever reason. If she had gone Leandries, they might have been able... because that's the same gold. She could have bought Leandries. And then they would have been able to take Baron Nashor fairly quickly and with little problem. I don't know why we went on this. All kinds of dumbness. Our team just wasn't together. And a Katarina who's fed, who's able to get kills and resets as easily as that. You know, it's not much of a contest. And this is often a problem in solo queue, where you get a team with people who are just not with it. They don't work together well. And they do stupid stuff, get caught out in stupid positions. They don't ward. Almost all the wards in this game are from me or the Annie. No one else is warding in this game, and I don't know why. When there's an Evelyn in your game, each person should be buying a vision ward to protect their lane. Because if you can see the Evelyn coming, then you know to play safe. Early game, what gave me several of the kills and gave us warning as to where the Evelyn was going was my pink ward in this bush that they kept missing. Because we'd see the Evelyn going, oh, she's going down, oh, now she's going up. And there was, without that ward, there would have been no warning about where the Evelyn's location was. Just a really disappointing game for me. Mainly because it was so preventable. A lot of this crap was so easily preventable. And then we can't even get this tower because there's just two of us. There's just two of us. There's two of us bot. Everyone's split. The team's never together. I'm like, alright, I'll go in for this. Probably could have killed her if I'd chased, but I didn't know where the rest of the enemy team was because, again, we have no ward coverage of this area. And at this point, they could do Baron if they wanted. We wouldn't even know. Sad, sad stuff. I guess the two of them are going to solo the Baron, or duo the Baron. I don't know that that's... What is going on? What the hell was that? So... Level 17 Katarina. Wow. Yep. That's about what I'd expect from a level 17 Katarina. We have no vision of this, we have no idea what's going on. I suspect that they're doing it, but what can I do about it? I guess I could have ulted in and hoped for a lucky... ulted in, stunned the Eve, and hoped I timed it right to get the final smite, but... there's just not enough vision or wards going on to make up for how badly these people are playing. I mean, Katarina's level 18, she can solo the dragon. And this level discrepancy, I mean, their lowest level is 13, and our lowest is 12, and our highest is 15, and they've got an 18, 15, 16. It's entirely the dragon. They've gotten every single dragon, and the dragon gives a bunch of bonus XP to the people who kill it. And this Draven's so clueless. He doesn't even know why the Annie's running around, and he goes for the blue, which he gets. And now we're split again. He immediately ults, and the Draven, of course, is caught out. Can't do anything. Yeah, just so much badness. It's just so painful to lose to an Ezreal, because he's not good. He's just not a good champ anymore. He doesn't have that consistent damage. Yeah. And I'm dead. I went in hoping we could make some sort of play together, but the fact of the matter is that they've got levels on us, like multiple levels. We can't do anything. That Ezreal just got cocky. That's what allowed that to happen. Ooh. Killing Cho'Gath, not so easy. So I was hoping to ult and catch them, but unfortunately, yeah, it's too late. They're gone. I don't even know where they went after this. And I choose poorly. So what could I have done better? I think I should have suspected that they would gank mid early. And maybe, but the problem was that the Evelynn was actually ahead of me in jungle. She was level 3 and I had not reached level 3 yet. And that's just because Evelynn's a faster jungler than Pantheon is early on. Maybe if I had started blue? Actually, you know what? In retrospect, here's what I should have done. You start Q with Pantheon for jungling. I could have gone W on killing my red, and then just gone straight to mid and gone for the gank on Katarina. That might have been a better initial result. As that, I mean, the Eve would have just ganked a different lane, perhaps. Just so much badness. Yeah. Nothing to be done here. I mean, they got over a 20k gold lead at this stage. But really it's the levels. We're just so far behind in levels, particularly towards the mid-game, and it's entirely because we did not control the dragon. And there's two reasons that happened. Number one, bot lane lost hard. Number two, mid lane lost harder. And when your mid lane and your bot lane are both losing, you can't take the dragon. In an ideal world, the two big incidents, the Cho'Gath not teleporting into the 4v or the 4v3 bot, would have been a 4v4 if he teleported in initially, but he didn't. He could not communicate with me, and therefore chose not to participate. Started walking down instead of teleporting in, and as a result, we got none of the kills out of that, even though we got most of them fairly low. Had he teleported in, what the hell build is this? 3 Zhonya's Hourglasses on the Katarina. I've never seen that before. That's bizarre. But she had 21 kills, so she could afford to do whatever she wanted, I guess. Anyways. Had he teleported in and we had gotten that, maybe it'd have been a little bit different. And then the Annie just waiting and waiting for a Katarina to show up and kill everyone before stunning. Just a bad play. If those two incidents had been different, I think we would have had more dragon control, and I think we would have been ahead in the mid game, and I think we could have then steamrolled into the late. Or at the very least caught the Kayle up so that he wasn't so far behind. However, it wouldn't have made him play any better, so he still would have been mistiming his ults and making poor decisions. So I'm not sure that was even winnable with that particular Kayle. Fun stuff, right? Not when you're losing. Damn it. Alright, just thought I'd share that since it was fresh in my mind.